More than 200 years ago, a group of leaders gathered in Philadelphia with one impossible mission: to create a government strong enough to unite a nation, but limited enough to protect freedom. What they created became one of the most influential political documents in human history: the United States Constitution. But why was it written? Who wrote it? And how did this single document shape the future of America? Today, we explore the complete history of the United States Constitution. After winning independence from Britain in 1783, the United States faced a major problem. The country had freedom, but it did not have a strong government. At first, America was governed by a system called the Articles of Confederation. This system gave most power to individual states and very little power to the national government. Congress could not collect taxes. Congress could not create a strong army, and states often argued with each other. The government was weak, unstable, and close to collapse. One major event called Shays' Rebellion shocked American leaders. Farmers in Massachusetts protested against unfair taxes and economic hardship. The rebellion convinced many leaders that America needed a stronger central government. And so, in 1787, delegates from across the states gathered in Philadelphia for a historic meeting known as the Constitutional Convention. The Constitutional Convention began in May 1787, inside Independence Hall in Philadelphia. Delegates attended the convention. Some of the most famous names included George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, Alexander Hamilton, and James Madison. George Washington served as the president of the convention. James Madison later became known as the father of the Constitution because of his important ideas and leadership. The delegates debated for months. One major issue was representation. Large states wanted representation based on population. Small states wanted equal representation. The solution became known as the Great Compromise. It created two houses of Congress: the House of Representatives, based on population, and the Senate, where each state received equal representation. Another difficult issue was slavery. Southern states wanted enslaved people counted for representation. The compromise counted enslaved people as 3/5 of a person for representation and taxation. This became known as the 3/5 Compromise. Finally, after months of debate, the delegates created a completely new system of government. The Constitution established 3 branches of government. First, the legislative branch, also known as Congress, would make laws. Second, the executive branch, led by the president, would enforce laws. Third, the judicial branch, including the Supreme Court, would interpret laws. This system created separation of powers. Each branch could limit the power of the others through a system called checks and balances. The goal was simple: prevent any one person or branch from becoming too powerful. The Constitution also included federalism. This divided power between the national government and state governments. At the beginning of the document are the famous opening words: "We the people of the United States." These words emphasize that government power came from the people themselves. Even after the Constitution was written, not everyone agreed with it. Americans became divided into 2 groups. Federalists supported the Constitution. Anti-Federalists feared the new government would become too powerful. Anti-Federalists demanded stronger protection for individual freedoms. To gain support, leaders promised to add a Bill of Rights. In 1788, the Constitution was officially ratified, and in 1791, the first 10 amendments became known as the Bill of Rights. These amendments protected freedoms such as freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of the press, and the right to a fair trial. The Bill of Rights became one of the most important protections of civil liberties in American history. For more than 2 centuries, the United States Constitution has remained the foundation of American government. It has survived civil war, economic crises, political conflicts, and social change. The Constitution can also be amended. Over time, Amendments abolished slavery, expanded voting rights, and guaranteed equal protection under the law. Today, many countries around the world study the Constitution as a model for democratic government. Its influence reaches far beyond the United States. Yet debates about constitutional rights and government power continue even today. This document, written in 1787, still shapes modern America every single day. Narration. The United States Constitution is more than just a historical document. It is a living framework that continues to guide one of the world's most powerful nations. From freedom and democracy to law and government, its impact can still be seen everywhere. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more history documentaries.